Greetings everyone, Brett here with Hammerhead Model Making, and we're back with another 5-minute review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Airfix 148 scale Blackburn Buccaneer. This is the S.2C/D variant, and this is an aircraft that I've never really been particularly interested in, but I've had a lot of you comment that I needed to take a look at this kit, and I'm really glad that you did recommend this kit. Now, this particular kit is a review copy from MRS Hobby Shop, so I appreciate them allowing me to use this kit to do my review, but I definitely do plan on purchasing one for myself. As you can see, this has a very extensive level of detail to it. You get a lot of options in the kit for various different things. You can pose the wings, either folded up or extended. You can do the speed brake open or extended. There's multiple different variants of the speed brake. You get posable control surfaces. You get a lot of options, lots of different weapon options. You get some slightly detailed engines. You get figures. You get very well detailed cockpit. You get lots of optional parts here. I know I'm missing some, forgetting some here. So to me, this is like peak Airfix. You're getting a lot of plastic in this kit, a lot of detail. There's even a few things that it looks like they've done just purely to make the modeler's life easier. Like, for example, the very leading edge of the intake is supposed to be natural metal, and they've left that as a separate part so that it's so much easier to paint and then install, as opposed to having to mask it, for example. If you want to have the engine open and displayed, they actually provide you a plastic part to insert into the opening to protect the engine from getting overspray, and then you can remove it at the end of the process. There's a lot going in here. They have FOD covers for both the intakes and the exhaust, as well as crew ladders. This is pretty comprehensive when it comes to a plastic kit. I think even if you weren't a fan of the subject of the Buccaneer itself, I think you could still find enjoyment with this kit, and it's quite a large aircraft. It's a lot bigger than I was expecting it to be, and I think it would look pretty impressive in the display case, either clean, it's ready to launch off the aircraft carrier, or everything open and folded and extended and whatnot. Either way, I think it would look pretty good and pretty impressive sitting in your display case or on your shelf or wherever you display your models. Maybe it's hanging from the ceiling. Regardless, I think it would look good. There are a few notable areas where there were some ejector pin markings. There were some very faint ejector pin markings on the inside of the intake trunks and on some of the landing gear covers, but very minimal. It looks like they'd be fairly easy to clean up and, kind of out of the way enough that it wouldn't be too difficult to take care of. I think if I had to really say anything negative about the kit, I think it would be the clear parts have quite a lot of distortion to them around some of the curved areas. And again, you're getting multiple different options here. You get with deck cord, without deck cord. You get the front windscreen with or without the wiper. You're getting a lot of options here. And overall, the clarity is pretty good on the clear parts. But you can just see as I turn the part there, you are getting a fair amount of distortion through some of those compound curves. But again, that's kind of nitpicking at this point. You get a very large sheet of decals, and so you get kind of all your common stencils, national markings, and then you get all of your various squadron markings. There are 4 marking options in this kit. All look pretty interesting, but they're all fairly the fairly standard dark sea gray, over white paint scheme of the Fleet Air Arm, which in my opinion is a very attractive paint scheme. But they're all fairly similar, not a huge lot of variation between them. The instruction manual is very thick. It's bordering book thick. So you really have to pay attention to what options you want, because some of the options it calls out early on in the build, some of them it waits till later. So I recommend reading through the instruction booklet a couple times, maybe highlighting the various options that you want to employ, before like actually starting to commit to glue and paint on plastic. Otherwise, you might run into an error or two later on that might cause you a headache. But other than that, this looks like a fantastic kit. The paint guide looks really nice. So you get a full, almost poster-sized paint guide for each of the markings, and then one additionally for all of the stencils. So, yeah, definitely, I'm very glad that I was tuned into this kit, and looking forward to getting this one into my collection and eventually onto the workbench. So, again, thank you to MRS Hobby Shop for the kit here to review. I'm going to link down to their website, mrshobby.com, where you can find this kit and thousands of others just like it. And finally, a huge shout out to my patrons. Thank you for supporting this channel and allowing me to bring content like this to you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video. Take care.